Know from our conversations that you are caring for your mom. Is that right?
Yes, Mary, that's correct.
And how old is she?
My mom turned 98 in January.
98.
God bless her.
On the line.
I was listening to Molly, and what she said is exactly true because, in those days, more or less, women had their babies earlier. And my mom was just, going to be 19, 18 when I was born. And so I'm 80 years old, and my son is 58. And those are the exact words that she just said. And it falls in line with how we relate to what's going to happen to us.
That's right.
My mom says, I'm the oldest one so far who's living in my family, which she is. My mom has a sister who's 8 years younger than her, and she's in fairly decent health, but they're the only two left out of my grandmother's 9 grown-up living children. The only two left, and they're the only two that have lived the longest of age as well,
Well, Marie, I purposely asked Molly Gavin, who again heads up Connecticut Community Care Incorporated, to stay on the line. We're going to take a break in just a second. When we come back, Marie, share your situation with Molly, because I know you have some challenges.
Oh, yes.
And Molly is the expert. And Molly, I'm putting you on the spot, I realize.
That's okay, Mary. My pleasure.
And so just to let you know, I realize I didn't set this up because it kind of just occurred to me as you were talking that you could be a huge resource for Marie. Yeah. And so we'll talk to Marie. We will finish talking to Molly as well. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to give us a call. But right now we are going to check in with our Wall Street Journal report, and then we will be right back talking about caring for our aging parents. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Mary Jones Show on the Talk of Connecticut.
Well, we're wrapping up our hour. My goodness, it went quickly, talking about caring for aging parents. We have an expert, Molly Gavin, who heads up CCI, Connecticut Community Care, and has been in this field her entire career. And also Marie is with us. Marie and Molly, thank you for holding on. So Appreciate that. Now, Marie, so let's take full advantage of having Molly Gavin here. Share your situation as you can in kind of just a few minutes. Let's see if Molly has any ideas for you to make it a little easier, because I know you have some challenges.
Yes, I know you're talking about the fact that I'm stuck here pretty much 24/7 because I don't have any outside help. When Mom came home from rehab, they sent her home with the visiting nurses, and Franciscan care nurses were excellent. I can give them praise. We had an excellent nurse, and she said that, I was doing such a good job with Mom. After 3 weeks, she discharged her. I have nursing experience. I don't know if you ever knew that, but I did work as an aide, and I went to nursing school for a while as well, Mary. So I have the experience, especially with some of the elder folks. As much has changed, but one of the things that really got us, and this is a problem that she keeps us up at night, is because she thinks that people are upstairs. She hears people, she hears music, these types of things. And I mentioned this to the doctor. Doctors said that, she has a little dementia, but at the same time, I wasn't satisfied with that. And I think this might help a lot of people who are going through this, because I mentioned this to one of my friends, and she said, oh, my God, I know what you're going to say. But I did the research on the web, and I found out that she has what they call musical ear syndrome. This happens to people who are very hard of hearing. My mom is very hard of hearing. Some people who have had tinnitus or are experiencing tinnitus, and they hear loud music, sometimes the same. It's repetitive, the same song. They think people are walking over their heads. And so this is what we're contending with a lot of the nights when Mom should be sleeping. She wakes up and tells us she hears people walking. And it's just crazy that I can't make her understand. But, of course, now, since the last episode, since just before Christmas, now she has dementia, which she didn't have before. Now she could tell you everything that happened years ago,
Yes.
but she has the short-term memory loss now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that I say to her, she forgets. She'll ask me 3 times in a day, maybe, did I say this, did I say this? So,
and that, Marie, excuse me, I want to make sure, because we have just 3 more minutes left, unfortunately, and that dementia, I'm sitting here nodding my head. I can certainly relate to that in terms of having gone through that as well. Molly, what do you say to that?
Yeah. What do I say to it?
No, Marie, I'm asking Molly. Molly Gavin.
Okay,
yeah.
So Marie, a couple of thoughts regarding your mom, and also, can I tell you that you can absolutely call me off the air, okay? So that don't feel that we're just limited to this. But
yes.
I'm concerned about the fact that you're isolated in caring for your mom 24/7. That's the first thing that you said. And so you're not getting the kind of relief from the stress of caregiving that you need to get. And that can be a problem that can get worse and worse. If the caregiver isn't taking care of themselves, they're ultimately not going to be any good at taking care of the person they're trying to take care of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would really encourage you to think about that, and certainly we can talk about, where do you live? Where do you and your mom live?
We live in Meriden, and I have my husband, too. My husband is not a well man. He's a diabetic. He has bad neuropathies. He has, high blood pressure. John has a lot of things wrong with him too. So I'm actually caring for 2 people at times. And that's
Marie, there is a lot of substantive research about how frequently the caregiver is the person who collapses before the person who they're taking care of does. So you are in double jeopardy there, and I have great respect for the fact you're trying to care for your mom and your husband, but you're really in double jeopardy there. And so one of the first things that needs to happen is to find you some relief from that caregiving, and then we really need to have a thorough assessment of what would be the best plan to put in place for your mom at home, and that's something that I can certainly help you with, and I would be glad to do that.
Thank you both. We are out of time. I'm so glad that Molly, you were on the line when Marie called in. Molly, would you give your phone number, please, and your website?
Absolutely. So the website is www.ctcommunitycare.org, www.ctcommunitycare.org, and the phone number is 860-589-6226.
662.
I'm sorry, 860-589-6226.
Marie, thank you so much. If you didn't get that correctly, get in touch with me. You and I
will, Mary.
And I will get it to you. But I'm so glad that you and Molly had the chance to talk, and that wasn't necessarily the plan today, but sometimes things work out for reasons. Marie, thank you so much. A hug to John. We'll stay in touch. Molly Gavin, 860-589-6226. You're the best, Molly. Thank you. We will take a break, and we'll be back for the final hour of the Mary Jones Show right here on the Talk of Connecticut.
This is the Talk of Connecticut, WDRC AM.